Welcome to Game Day Memo. I'm your host, the Chuck Fields, and this is episode 1 for the love of sports. So, what will you do for the love of sports? As a fan, as a coach, the front office, as an owner, a manager, what will you do for the love of sports? Jerry Jones, what will you do? Dak Prescott, what will you do? Michael Parsons, what will you do? We're going to be talking Travis Hunter, Colorado Buffaloes, Louisiana Tech, Bulldogs, Miami Hurricanes, of course, and much, much more. Let's get started. So, what is Game Day Memo about? Well, we've been doing this for about 2 years now, sending out memos to fans, athletes, coaches, front offices. And when we send out a memo, we send out typically what we believe, in our opinion, needs to either change or continue with a team, with an athlete, or with the franchise. And when we send this out, normally we've been pretty much coming together, putting together our memos and sending them out. And sometimes we get a response and sometimes we don't. Now, of course, with social media, we sometimes want to get something out very fast to a coach. It could be something that motivates to help. It could be something to help an athlete. A lot of times we want to build athletes and teams up. We want to build coaches up. We don't want to tear down or hate on anyone. And so what we've changed is we started to receive a lot of fan mail. And that got us thinking, well, how can we take what the fans are giving us and what their opinion of a team, of a franchise, of a front office, an owner, or a coach is, and put it in a memo and send it out, or to just discuss it here in podcast platform. And so we started Game Day Memo, where we break down the latest in sports around the world. But most importantly, here we talk football, basketball, baseball. Sometimes we'll talk tennis, golf, but for the most part, we talk college and professional football and basketball. So we thank you for joining us today on episode 1 for the love of sports. And today we're going to kick this thing off by talking about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight that happened on Saturday. And so I would like to know from all of you watching, if you could drop a comment or send an email to thechuckfields@cminutsports.com. I would like to know, what did you think about the fight? More importantly, were you entertained? Now, a lot of people are saying they were not entertained. They thought Mike Tyson was going to put on a clinic. They thought Mike Tyson had an opportunity, a chance, somehow to roll back Father Time, as they talked about on Netflix, the announcers and the analysts, and actually knock Jake Paul out. And so many people believe that this would happen round 1, round 2. And when Mike Tyson first came out, he danced around a little bit. He moved greatly around that 20-foot ring. And more importantly, he got a couple good combos going in the direction of Jake Paul. And so a lot of individuals believe that there was an opportunity for Mike Tyson. However, going into the 3rd round, we kind of seen the age of Mike Tyson showing up. Now, I will say, I will congratulate Mike Tyson for all that he's done in the world of boxing, in the world of sports. I will also congratulate him for just being brave enough, having the resilience enough, being the individual he is, determined enough at 58 years old, 48 years old, even 38 years old, going into a ring and going 8 rounds. We may believe 2-minute rounds is nothing at all, or that's light work for a boxer. But at 58 years old, to be able to go 8 2-minute rounds and standing on your feet while you're trying to dodge punches by a person half your age is definitely resilient. And so I can always congratulate him for that. However, with that being said, many people are calling this boxing match rigged, staged. And so the question once again rises, for the love of sports, what will you do? So sports is entertaining, of course, but often as fans, we want to see athletes live up to the expectations that we have for them. Whether it be LeBron James showing up and showing out and scoring 30 plus points per game, whether it be Dak Prescott after signing a huge contract, turning up on the field and winning, or even having a chance to have a winning season this year, we want to see results. That's what fans pay for. And in this boxing match, it's unclear whether we actually seen the results or the expectations we have. Now, a lot of the tickets inside of Jerry's world was $10,000, $15,000 for on the floor seats. And a lot of individuals paid $500 to $1,000 to sit at the very top of Jerry's world, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, where the fight occurred, the arena where the match went down. And so when you spend that type of money, what are the results that you are looking for? Well, Jake Paul had a lot of fans out as well, but I would say that the larger part of the audience and the larger part of individuals sitting at home watching the fight wanted Mike Tyson to come away with the win, with the victory, maybe even with a KO. However, what we seen, though it may have been entertaining for some, the biggest fight of the night went to Taylor and Serrano. And so that fight had 50 million viewers on Netflix and about 10 million, for whatever reason, that seen it, I guess, illegally, or, as Jake Paul has said on Twitter, or they watched it elsewhere. And so by the time we got to the Mike Tyson event, there was 60 million on Netflix watching and roughly 20 million watching elsewhere. So 80 million individuals watching the fight. So more people were invested and set aside time or made time to watch the Mike Tyson fight than the fight that happened right before in the preliminaries, which was the Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. Now, the Katie Taylor fight and Serrano fight was a well promoted fight, and I believe personally that it was the best fight of this year. You can bring in UFC, you can bring in boxing, kickboxing, Olympics, you can bring everything in. I believe the Serrano and Taylor fight, the fight that happened right before the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, was the best fight of the year. And they both women went out and they put their heart out each and every round. And it was an amazing fight, amazing bout. Obviously, Taylor, even though it's controversial, she walked away with the victory. A lot of individuals, including Serrano herself, believe that she should have gotten a W. Now, one thing we seen in preliminary fight that continued all the way into the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight was every fighter that was up under the Jake Paul contract to be one of his fighters ended up walking away with a victory for the most part. And a lot of it seemed that maybe the fighter that won wasn't really the victory, didn't deserve the victory in the bout. And so leading to the Mike Tyson situation, one thing I'll say is I believe Mike Tyson didn't have a chance when I seen Jerry Jones at the announcer desk on Netflix saying he was going for Mike Tyson. It's never a good look when Jerry Jones shows up and says he's going for you, he's rooting for you. First and foremost, Jerry, we need you to look at contracts a little bit deeper. We need you to take a deeper dive into contracts, because here's the thing. We're looking at Dak Prescott right now sitting out, obviously an injury. We're praying for you, Dak. We hope that you come back and that you do good things, but we got to talk about what you did before you got this injury. It wasn't really what we expected you to do coming into a new contract, fans buying up your jersey, having one of the top 5 selling jerseys, and now you're injured. CeeDee Lamb, we expect more for you. We expect more from you. We expect more for you. We expect you to do better, whether it's on you, the coaches, Dak Prescott, the quarterback, Cooper Rush. Now, we expect more. And from the running back room, we have been left high and dry looking at the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, Shaquan Barkley to Dallas Cowboys running back room, we had a chance to get Barkley in Dallas. We should have went after Barkley, and we had a chance to get Henry. We should have went after Henry. We should have did more because if you can't run the ball, obviously we know you cannot throw the ball. And right now we have had that challenge and that problem, and you can't put it all on Dak Prescott. It starts with the front office. It starts with Stephen Jones. It starts with Jerry Jones. It starts with how we are recruiting and how we are drafting. And right now, our drafting, right now, our trading, it's been left high and dry, and that's why the Dallas Cowboys have the losing season that they have right now. And so as we look towards boxing, and not to go too far into the Dallas Cowboys right now, but we look towards the boxing, Mike Tyson, it's a lot of speculation out there right now that the contract had things in there such as Mike Tyson was not allowed to knock out Jake Paul round 1. Otherwise, some of his pay would be deducted. If he went 8 rounds, he would get paid twice as much. In the reverse of that is Jake Paul was not allowed to knock out Mike Tyson. It was so many different things supposedly in the contract, allegedly. At this time, I've seen some things, haven't been able to get it confirmed, but we are working on it. I do have analysts working on it right now, investigating the sources to see if this contract that we have laid eyes on that has all these stipulations of what Mike Tyson cannot do. Otherwise, he will not get paid. If he do certain things, he will get paid more. If we do find it out, we will report that back to you on our Twitter feed at twitter.com /Game Day Memo, or you may catch it in a future episode, and we'll let you know if that drops in a future episode. If y'all catch anything before we do, definitely send it to the Chuck Fields at cminutsports.com. I would love to see what you come up with. And I know a lot of times, the social media police, that's you, the fans, the people, will find out before we get a chance to find out. And if you do, please do send it again to the Chuck Fields at cminutsports.com. I would love to see what you guys come up with. Now, let's fast forward the pace. So the next thing I would love to talk about here for the love of sports, is Heisman candidate Travis Hunter. It wouldn't be a proper episode 1 if I didn't talk about Travis Hunter, if I didn't talk about the Colorado Buffaloes. So this weekend, they played against Utah, and they came away with a victory. I believe the score was 49-24. 49-24. And I think Coach Prime nailed it when he had his post-press conference, and he said, we still haven't had a clean game. I truly watched the game, went back and reviewed some of the highlights, and that is honestly a great statement by Coach Prime. The truth of the matter is that a clean game, they probably would have had 2 more touchdowns, and Utah would have been cut short another touchdown. So, at the end of the day, Colorado is growing. And to see a team that went from last season coming away with just 4 victories, or 2 seasons ago coming away with just 1 victory, now being 8-2 is an amazing feat in itself. But to see individuals like Cash Cleveland, the center, putting in work, and for some reason, it could just be me, I believe that Jordan Seaton being out there with his former IMG classmate, football alum from IMG, is giving him an additional spark. I see Jordan Seaton, who's already putting in work, by the way, is really, really climbing the charts. I mean, he's already an NFL prospect. Let's be clear. Jordan Seaton is already an NFL prospect. I don't think that was ever up for debate. I don't think that was ever a question. Jordan Seaton has really put in great work. I mean, he's one of the top linemen, if not the top lineman in college football right now. However, there used to be a saying, and I want Colorado, Buffalo, and all of the fans, the coaches, the players to understand and hear me clearly. There used to be a saying where I'm from that says, it goes a little something like this. You're not doing something right if you don't have no haters. If you don't have no haters, you're not doing something right. And so Colorado Buffaloes at 8-2, leading the way in the Big 12, still have tons of people that are haters. Now, there's a difference between a hater and somebody who just don't like your team. There's a reason to not like teams. There are always a reason to like your team more than you like another team. And for the most part, Colorado Buffaloes, until Coach Prime got there, were not on the radar for the majority of fans. The majority of college fans, including myself, the Colorado Buffaloes was not on our radar. That wasn't a game that you were going to watch. For great reasons, right? A lot of great reasons. For one, you didn't think Colorado could win. It's been a long time since Cardale Stewart was there, showing up and showing out. And now we have Shedeur Sanders there, showing up and showing out. We have Shiloh Sanders there, showing up and showing out. We have Shepard, Miller, and the list goes on and on. And we can't wait for Jimmy Horn to get well. We know what he can do on the field. Very elusive, speedy player, great individual, on and off the field. And Coach Prime, Warren Sapp, the offense and defensive coordinator for Buffaloes, have really changed and created a factor in Colorado that has not been there, if you ask me, for over a decade. Forget about the wins, forget about the losses. Let's focus on the climate. Just at Folsom, let's focus on the climate. Look at the fans, the smiles, the impact. Look at Miss Peggy. The fans here recently on Saturday sung Miss Peggy, happy 100th birthday. Happy 100th birthday, Miss Peggy. That's huge. That's amazing. That's big. And we're seeing things happen before, during, and after Colorado games that we haven't seen and we do not see till this day at any stadium throughout the nation. Not in the Big 12, not Big 10, not ACC. We're just not seeing it. Just not seeing it. So I would argue that for the love of sports, most of us should be all in on Colorado at this point. Not because we like them, not because we're going to go out tomorrow and buy tickets, not because we care about the Sanders family, not because we care about Travis Hunter being the awesome, resilient superstar he is, that no one can debate whether he's a superstar, not because we believe he's the Heisman candidate or that Shedeur Sanders is the Heisman or should be a Heisman candidate, but because we love the sports. And when you love the sports, one can argue that you must shape an opinion that is positive, that is upbringing of positivity, and that builds on the character of the team. And the character of the Colorado team is positive. So why should anyone be negative is the question. I'll tell you why. This is what I truly believe. I believe that when an individual such as Deion Sanders makes an incredible impact that changes things so fast that we didn't see coming, that we didn't call, that we're not a part of, it hurts us. It hurts us because human beings quite naturally do not like change. We are reluctant to change. So anytime we don't have power over that change, we're not a part of that change. We didn't get in where we fit in when we should have last year because we didn't believe. While Coach Prime is saying he's bringing his Louis luggage and you should believe, then we feel that we have been left in the dark. And nobody wants to be left in the dark. And so when you find out that you've been left in the dark, you have a problem with that. And so what we're facing right now is individuals who have a problem with being left in the dark. But I'm here to tell you, baby, all you got to do if you are left in the dark is turn on the light. The light switch have been provided for you. Coach Prime have provided the light switch. Jordan Seaton have provided the light switch. Travis Hunter have provided the light switch. Shadua Sanders have provided the light switch. Just turn it on. But see, the problem with most of you is you don't want to turn on that light switch, do you? Because then everybody's going to see your face. So what you rather do is get on Twitter, get on Instagram, hide your face, put up somebody else's picture, create a fake profile, use a bot account, and just hate. And to you, I say, you are just a hater, and individuals that have the resilience that the Colorado Buffaloes have to come back this year, get it in shape, get right, put out good, have a winning season, they have to admire you because you are the individuals to let them know that their backs are always against the wall and they always are in a fight. And when you know that you're always in a fight, then you're always preparing to win that fight. Because see, while you're hitting on me, while you're hating on me, what you think I'm over here doing, baby? I'm over here getting ready to be hit and to hit back. While you over here hating on me, I got a choice. I can hate back on you if you got something worth me hating on, or I can keep it moving so you can keep on hating because everybody has a job. Everybody has a job. You can either get the pom-poms in your hand and get to cheering Colorado on, or you can get your phone on in your hand and you can keep getting your Twitter and your Instagram, your IG on, hating on the Colorado Buffaloes. Now that I've said that, Heisman candidate, Travis Hunter, should he be a candidate? Absolutely. Is he the best football player? Most entertaining what we came to see is be entertained. Is he the best? Absolutely. He is the best football player in college football right now. Now, do I believe some individuals are being overlooked? Absolutely, I do. Let me tell you somebody that's being overlooked that you should be putting in the conversation, whoever you may be. Kevin Jennings, that's right. Kevin Jennings with SMU, the quarterback for SMU. He should be in the conversation of Heisman candidacy right now. The ACC has two Heisman candidate quarterbacks right now. Cam Ward with the University of Miami. Cam Ward with the University of Miami. And Kevin Jennings with SMU. They are both Heisman candidate material. Cam Ward has thrown for over 3,400 yards. Now, you can line it up too. Caleb Williams. You can line it up to quarterbacks of the past, Bo Nix. You can line it up to other individuals that went to New York because they was Heisman candidates. Kevin Jennings, the elusive quarterback, accurate quarterback, fast from the pocket quarterback for SMU. The Mustangs, Dallas, very own, has been putting in work this year like no other. And quite honestly, I agree with the head coach. I agree with Rhett about the fact that the ACC is being overlooked and SMU is being over. They are 6-0 in ACC conference. And they are already being counted out. They are already being counted out. What does it mean to be counted out? Winners will fight harder. You are giving them their bravado by counting them out. They are going to go harder and harder. They're going to fight. They're going to get W after W. They're going to show you why they should even be in the conversation. Kevin Jennings is a quarterback that will be playing on Sunday. Cam Ward obviously is a quarterback that will be playing on Sunday. Both individuals have shown why they should be in the Heisman conversation. I think it is terrible to not have them as part of the conversation. Most importantly, I believe it is terrible that SMU is not part of the conversation. Let's keep it real. SMU right now could beat out over half of the top 25 teams, if not all but maybe 2 or 3. And me personally, I believe they could go all the way to number 1. I think right now SMU can beat Texas. I believe right now SMU can beat Texas. The coach has said so. The head coach believes so. He thinks so. It's possible. The coaching staff have done a phenomenal job. The recruiting team has done a phenomenal job. And let me make this clear. I want you to hear it here first. If SMU continue to recruit the way that they are, there's going to be very many 4-star and 5-star players that normally come out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area that will be playing for the 214, the SMU. Because I'm going to tell you something that you may not know. What it means to the guys, the high school athletes that are coming from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to be able to stay in Dallas and represent the 214 with Dallas on their jersey, that means something. To have that triple D on their jersey, it means something. It's something different. It's something spectacular. And the majority of 4-star and 5-star players come from the DFW area. There's no other area throughout the nation that more 4-star and 5-star players come from. So SMU will continue being a problem. Great campus, spectacular area, Dallas, Texas. What more do you want? The players have already answered that. They want in at SMU. And SMU are recruiting them like never before. And they are coaching them like never before. And they are giving them a great education that costs over $400,000 by the time they get done with their bachelor's degree. And the culture there for the football, basketball, around campus is the best you could ever get. So if not this year, when? When will SMU get the respect that they deserve? When will University of Miami get the respect that they deserve? When will Colorado get the respect that they deserve? See, some things as fans, as athletes, as coaches, as front offices, as owners, we should do for the love of sports. It's not about what you believe. It's not about your opinion. It's about the fact that you love being entertained. The question is, who and what entertains you more? Are you looking for individuals to lose? Is that more entertaining to you? Or do you really want the best from athletes? Do you want resilient athletes that come back game after game, no matter what you say to them, like Angel Reese, like Caitlin Clark, like Paige Beckers? Do you want the type of athlete that go in there off season, like Flau'jae Johnson, and put in extra work, do 2-a-days, even though most athletes aren't even do 1 per day? She's doing 2-a-days, and now she come back with a jumper, 30 points per game? Is that what you want? Or do you like seeing individuals lose on the court, lose in their personal life, lose everything they worked hard for, lose their opportunity, lose their friends, their family, lose their teammates, lose their vision? What are you watching sports for if you're not watching for individuals to win? Now, that shifts this conversation to the 49ers. The 49ers this year has had plenty of opportunity to get victory after victory after victory. And we've seen even Deebo Samuels, and I'm not knocking Deebo Samuels. I get it. I've been an athlete. I still feel like an athlete. And because of that, I get it. Frustration builds. But putting your hands on someone on that sideline is never the answer. The culture immediately shifts once we put hands on each other, in public especially, on camera. See, you putting your hands on individuals, and that person's family, the fans, the spectators, the critics, the haters, they get to see in HD, 4K HD. You disrespect a person. And the locker room shifts. There's conversations that players are going to have about you and the person that you put your hands on. Frustration should never build to that point. Frustration should never build to that point. So, Deebo, do better. We expect more. Like I said, the fans expect more. And they deserve more. They deserve more. Win, lose, or draw. There's a way to lose, and there's a way to win. And Deebo, that's not the way. 49ers still have a great chance to do good things for the rest of the season. Deebo currently is healthy. McCaffrey has gotten out there this weekend and shown that he may not be 100%, but he is able to play the game right now at a high speed and contribute. And the 49ers have a chance. If they can get the culture back, and if the coaches can coach them to the point where they see what's in it the rest of the season, they have a chance. And so here at Game Day Memo, we are rooting for you, and we do have a memo in the mail, Deebo. It's on its way. It's been signed, sealed. And when it gets delivered, we hope that we hear from you. And to all the 49ers fans, write us, thechuckfields@cminutsports.com, and let us know how you're feeling about your season this year. Cowboys. I'm a Cowboys fan myself, but oh my goodness. This year's been hard to watch, and I don't know if the Cowboys have a chance. Unlike the 49ers having a chance, I do not know if the Cowboys have any chance to do anything because Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, they've done a phenomenal job. And Saquon Barkley is doing his thing, and we all know that, and there's no argument or debate about it. Saquon Barkley has shook back. Maybe he was never gone. Maybe that was just New York perception, or maybe he wanted out. But right now, he's breaking out. Big runs, doing phenomenal things, superstar material, looking like it's his first year, and he's hungry. Therefore, with the Eagles and Washington doing such an amazing job, it's very little room for the Cowboys right now. Very, very little room. And the fans are upset. We've gotten tons of fan mail. We've gotten tons of letters, tons of emails recently about how upset the fans are. And I can honestly say I'm one of them. Paying for tickets, paying to see the games, and always expecting an L. It's one thing when you expect a W and you get an L and your team gave it all that they had. It's another thing when you expect a W and your team didn't give it all they had and they end up with an L. But it's another thing when you go to a game or when you watch it on TV, you expect an L and you're happy and satisfied when your team give it a little extra than normal and you get a W. So right now, being a Cowboy fan, it's one thing about us. We're going to always believe, and if it's not this season, it's next season. We're going to the Super Bowl, and you hear it every year, but something has to change. The way we draft, we knew coming into this season that our drafting, our trading, The individuals we went after, when we missed the opportunity for Henry, when we missed the opportunity for Barkley, we knew that those things in the front office was not happening according to what it should have happened like. And we also knew that a lot of it probably was because of the Michael Parsons, the Dak Prescott, and the CeeDee Lamb contracts. Obviously, looking at the salary caps and the payouts and those different things that were moving parts for the Dallas Cowboys front office, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and how they was going to make these things happen. But at this point, signing those individuals still does not lead us to the Super Bowl, still does not get us a victory, don't get us a championship. Our division doesn't get us leaders in our division. It gets us in last place almost. And so going into next season, and just like a Dallas Cowboy fan, we already thinking next season about going to the Super Bowl. We believe in the Dallas Cowboys. For what reason? Sometimes we don't even know. But we are already thinking about next year's Super Bowl, and we're already debating whether we should watch this year's Super Bowl or another game because we have torn up enough TVs. We have torn up enough things in our house, upset, mad, viciously angry, that the Dallas Cowboys are not doing what we believe they should be doing. And so at this point, where do we go from here? Stephen Jones, where do we go from here? Jerry Jones, where do we go from here? Dak Prescott, we hoping you well. Get well soon. Once you get well, let's make a determining factor. Now, we know you got a lot going on. You just got engaged. Just had a newborn baby. Just tore down one mansion. You're going to build another. Congratulations. But as the fans, we're not coming to your house. And at the end of the day, everything to the side of your personal life, we want to respect that. But when you get on that field, sometimes we feel like you owe us something. You owe us some accurate passes, some getting out of the pocket, some being a leader, touchdown passes, touchdown runs, handing the ball off right, talking to your center, talking to your lineman, audible and out of plays, making the appropriate reads on defense. We have those expectations of you, Dak Prescott, and we're hoping that the Dallas Cowboy coaches, front office, Steve and Jerry has the same expectations of you because it doesn't seem like they do. Seem like you bring in the fans, tickets get sold, and they forget about us. So what we ask from you, Jerry Jones, is moving forward, let's make sure Dak Prescott knows the expectations that we as fans have for him. We have tons of expectations, whether we should, whether we shouldn't. But Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, the O-line, D-line, Diggs, we got expectations. And start meeting them so we can be happy. All we want to be is happy as Dallas Cowboy fans. All we want to do is quiet down some of the hate that we get daily, weekly. We always being scrutinized. Dallas Cowboy fans, that one there was for you. I know what you're going through. You still buying the jerseys. You still buying the Dallas Cowboy hoodies. You're still rocking the Dallas Cowboy hats. And you're being scrutinized. And for that, I applaud you. Stay strong. If not this year, next year, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Next year, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to take it all next year. Maybe not this year, but next year, we're going to win it all. So, as we talk about winning it all, the Kansas City Chiefs lost last night to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, quite honestly, had one of the most spectacular quarterback runs. He put it all on the line once again. One thing I like about Josh Allen is that he has plenty of times where he could slide, he could fall down early on, but he will take the hits in order to get into the end zone. And last night, Josh Allen sealed the game by doing just that, by taking hits and running into the end zone, probably evading 4 or 5 tackles, taking on about 3 huge hits in order to get into the end zone to score for his team. And so Josh Allen is a true leader. And I mean, they deserve to win that game. They put a lot on the line, and they got the W against Kansas City, which is really big. I mean, Kansas City is a team to beat. Well, it's because, you know, referees not calling, face masks, offsides, illegal formation, or whether it be some of the scrutiny that has came upon the team because of individuals that come to watch them, such as Taylor Swift, or some of the things that's being said off field about Travis Kelsey. A lot of that is just personal things, and the things to bait fans into those conversations. So I personally love to stick to sports for the love of sports. So a lot of the personal things off the field, typically as a fan, I stay away from. Obviously, here I'll be talking about those things because they are entertaining. But me personally, I don't see the difference of what Taylor Swift makes to the game, other than she brings her fan base and those that love her and love her music a lot more interest in the game, make them individuals a lot more interested in the game of football. And that's huge. And also, she has a global stage, and the NFL is right now currently working to go global, working to play in other countries. And so it's huge to have Kansas City be one of the teams that plays in England, that plays in other countries, and Taylor Swift to come along. That does bring upon a lot of additional individuals to the game of football, the American game of football, than you would not have if Taylor Swift wasn't a fan in the audience, in the skybox, watching Travis Kelsey and the Kansas City Chiefs. So that is a part of the game. It's for the love of sports. And so those things I can admire at times. And there's times when, I think it is overshadowing the game of football for a lot of fans, including myself. However, I do not believe that Kansas City will pull off a Super Bowl victory this year, this season. I think that another team will come and they will beat out Kansas City. Now, they will make it to the playoffs, and Patrick Mahomes still has a lot of good football left in him this year, and of course, probably for years to come. And Kansas City has some good coaching in the coaching staff. Therefore, they will make it to the playoffs, and they will have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Whether they make it or not, we'll have to see. And that brings me to my conclusion today. So it is Monday. It just so happened episode 1 happened today here on a Monday. And I would like to do what I call the Game Day Motivational Memo. And so today, the Game Day Motivational Memo is going to go out to 2 teams, Colorado Buffaloes and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. And now, there's quite a difference in both teams this season. One has a 8-2 winning season. The other, Louisiana Tech, has a 4-6 season. However, why are they in the same category? So both of these teams have shown grit. They have went against the grain. They have shown resilience. They have played as a team time and time again, regardless of what's being said, regardless of taking an L. They have continued to go into practice hard, get coached up good, and come out and put it all on the field. And so the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs and Colorado Buffaloes are receiving this Game Day Memo motivation. And this is what I have to say to each player, each coach, and all the fans for for Colorado Buffaloes, and for Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Keep fighting. Every week, Colorado and Louisiana Tech sees the door closed. And every week, the team comes out, and through grit, through dedication, through motivation, through resiliency, both teams continue fighting. Louisiana Tech has, to me, a top 15 defense in the nation. Not just CUSA, AAC, Big 12, Big 10, Pac 12. They were rebuilding. Louisiana Tech has a top 15 defense. That's with a period. The offense could use a lot of work. However, they've been able to march down the field against their opponent, and they've been able to kick field goals to win games, keeping teams at a single-digit number because of the great defense that they have. Colorado has played terrific on defense, outstanding on offense, and time again, no matter what's being said, no matter what's being done on the sidelines, no matter what's been done in the stadiums, bottles being thrown, tortilla shells being thrown, words that should not be said in front of kids at games being said, they have continued to leave it out on the field. They have continued to have a victory mindset, to stay focused. So I want to let each and every one of you know, this goes to the team, that what you are fighting for each and every week, you should continue fighting for and staying focused. It's not about the scholarship any longer. Yes, you must get good grades. Coach Prime going to hold it to you. Coach Sonny Cumbie is going to hold it to you if you're Louisiana Tech. However, it's about the person to your left and your right. That's who you're fighting for. You're fighting for that person to your left or right who mother may have raised them with very little, working hard as a single mother, who may have went through some struggles, some trials and tribulations while raising them. That's who you're fighting for each and every week. So the haters can say what they want to say, when they want to say it, how they want to say it. You have to remember to keep fighting, to keep having tenacity, to keep going forward, to stay focused, to make sure that you're not getting yourself in any trouble off the field, because trouble will come looking for you, especially when you play for a team as hard as you've played, defense of Louisiana Tech. You got several individuals on there that should be playing on Sunday. They could go into the transfer portal tomorrow and be picked up within days. Offense, True Edwards, Holiday. Evan Bullock needs some work, but he could possibly be a Sunday player. He could possibly be a Sunday player. Colorado got several NFL prospects. And when you have individuals that are NFL prospects, you're seen like the lottery. Somebody wants to play you. And generally, they want to play you out of your position. They want to play you out of your position. And their odds, unlike the lottery, gets better and better if you help them play you out of your position. So I can only say to Colorado and Louisiana Tech right now, and all the players for that matter, watch who you are hanging around, stay out of trouble, and continue staying focused and playing your hearts out, and know that you're not playing for self no more. You're not playing to make mama and daddy proud no more. You're not playing to show up and turn up for your town no more. Right now it's time, while your back's against the wall, while the door have been closed on you, for you to kick in that door and play for the person to your left and your right. That's my time for today. This is Game Day Memo. I'm your host, D. Chuck Fields. You can reach out to me at dchuckfields@cminutesports.com. This show can also be seen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. For those that are watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and share. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much.